In this screencast, I'm going to show you how to search for people in PhpGedView. You've already seen how to browse the family tree by clicking on an individual and then following family links, but that is a slow way to navigate a large family tree. PhpGedView has a number of ways to search for people which are much faster. One basic method is to browse lists of individuals or families. Let's browse an individual list. The letters shown here are groups of surnames. So if we click on the letter H, we see a list of all surnames beginning with the letter H. And if we click on one of those names, we get a list of all individuals in the family tree that have that surname. Let's back up. If we didn't want these grouped by surname and just wanted a list of all names beginning with H, we would click on this link here, which toggles between grouping and not grouping. So now we just see all surnames beginning with H. Similarly, if we don't want to limit this by H, the letter H, and instead just show all names, click on the All link. And now we have an extensive list of all individuals in the family tree. With these lists, we can apply various filters. First, we can sort by column. To sort by a column, just click on the column's title. When you click on it, you will see a small arrow appear to the right of the column title. This is showing whether the column is sorted in ascending or descending order. You can toggle by clicking on the column title repeatedly. We can also apply a number of different filters. To see all the males in the list, click on the male symbol. Similarly, we can see all the females, or we can filter by unknown. In this case, there are no unknown records in the database. What this is useful for is to get a list of individuals that have missing information. I'll reset the list now. There are also a number of ways to filter by birth date and death date. One way is to show all the people who have died within the past 100 years by clicking on this button. And you can see the list is trimmed down accordingly. Finally, there are a couple of filters, one called roots and one called leaves. Click on roots. What we see are those individuals that have no parents listed for them. Conversely, leaves, of which there are none in this tree, are those individuals who are still alive and have no children listed for them. So this is useful for seeing where you need to further your work on the family tree. If your tree is otherwise complete, then working on the roots or the leaves will take the tree either further back in time or extend it further forward in time. So that gives you an overview of how to filter the list, but you can always hover above any of these buttons and read the tooltips for additional information. Oftentimes, you want to search for a specific name or word. To do so, enter the word in the search box in the upper right of the screen. We can search by either pressing the search button or just hitting return. The results are shown in two lists. The first list shows matches of individuals. The second list shows matches of families. We can filter and sort these lists in the same manner that we did the previous lists. Now this showed the search for a name. We can also search on most data that's stored in the database. So say you knew of a relative who died in Calgary, Canada, but didn't know his name. You could search on that by typing in Calgary. And what we see, this match does in fact match Calgary, but unlike the previous search, we were directed to a individual record page. The reason is, for this search, there was only one matching result. In the cases where there's only one match, PhpGedView automatically takes you to that individual's record. There is one more type of search that is quite useful. Under the Search menu item, click on the Soundex search. A Soundex search is basically a sounds-like search. For example, we know there is a family named Sykes in the family tree, but we're not sure how it's spelled. Soundex search can help us for this sort of search. In the last name, we'll enter Sykes as we think it sounds. So we'll try S-I-K-E-S, and then hit search. So the Soundex search returns the best matches. In this case, it thinks that S-Y-K-E-S sounds like S-I-K-E-S, which we entered, which is a pretty good assumption. So this will help you find when you aren't quite sure how a name is spelled, or even if you're just happen to misspell a very common name. So that shows you three basic types of searches. Under the search menu, you will find an advanced search option as well that allows you to specify a lot of details for a search to really drill down. Now feel free to try these out, but I found that I can quickly find anyone in the family tree using a combination of basic searches, Soundex searches, and just looking through filtered lists.